In previous lecture, we have discussed about maximum mass flow rate, the condition for maximum mass flow rate, and why maximum mass flow rate is required to get the maximum thrust. Now, in this lecture, we will see what is critical property and the chalked flow. So we know to get the maximum thrust along with the maximum velocity, the maximum mass flow rate is also important. And to get the maximum mass flow rate, the condition for maximum mass flow rate is Mach number equal to 1. And we had also seen the how change in Mach number will increase the mass flow rate up to a certain value. And when it reaches the maximum value, then you will get the Mach number equal to 1 for the maximum mass flow rate. And also this maximum mass flow rate, when you get Mach number equal to 1, this condition should be fulfilled at the throat. So at the throat, always the velocity should be sonic velocity. Then only you will get the maximum mass flow rate. Now we'll see what is critical property in chalk flow. So the property of the fluid at the location where the Mach number is unity, and it should be at the throat. So always Mach number means from inlet, Mach number will gradually rise as the area decreases, and at the minimum cross section area, which we call it as a throat, there the Mach number should be unity. So at the throat, when the Mach number becomes equal to 1, then whatever the properties or whatever the parameters they are at at the throat, they are called as a critical properties, and the ratios are called as a critical ratios. So these critical properties are designated with the asterisk sign. So this is P star, this is T star, this is rho star, A star, and C star. So this is called as a critical pressure, critical temperature, critical density, critical velocity, and critical area. So all these properties are basically measured or at the location at the throat. So always critical properties are at the throat or at the minimum cross section area where the Mach number is equal to 1. So in case of convergent nozzle, the exit area is basically a throat area, which is a minimum area. So if here Mach number becomes 1, the velocity becomes sonic velocity, then the property at the exit or property at the throat are called as a critical property. In case of convergent divergent nozzle, the throat is in between the exit and inlet and exit. So at the throat, whatever the properties, that is pressure, temperature, density at the throat, where the velocity becomes sonic velocity. So here the properties are called as a critical properties. So to find out the value of critical properties, we can put Mach number equal to 1 in property ratio equations. So we have this property ratio equations, that is stagnation to static properties for temperature, pressure, and density. So here we can put here Mach number equal to 1 to get the critical temperature, critical pressure, and critical density. So T by T0 equal to 1 upon this whole term 1 plus gamma minus 1 by 2 m square. So if you put here Mach number equal to 1, gamma equal to 1.4, then by putting Mach number equal to 1, here this is 2 plus gamma minus 1. So here you will get gamma plus 1 by 2. So T star by T0 equal to 2 upon gamma plus 1. So here if you put gamma equal to 1.4, you will get the value that is 0.833. So this is basically a critical temperature ratio, critical temperature to stagnation temperature. So for a given value of stagnation temperature, if you multiply this stagnation temperature by 0.8, then you will get critical temperature at this particular stagnation temperature. So always for a particular value of stagnation condition, you will have only one value of critical property. So similarly for critical pressure, you can put here Mach number equal to 1 and gamma equal to 1.4. So you will get this P star by P0, that is 2 upon gamma plus 1 raised to gamma upon gamma minus 1. So you will get property ratio that is 0.528. So for a given value of stagnation pressure, if you multiply it with 0.528, then you will get critical pressure for that particular stagnation pressure. Similarly, density ratio, if you put here Mach number equal to 1 and gamma equal to 1.4, you will get critical density to stagnation density. The ratio is 0.633. And similarly for area ratio also, you have this equation that is mass flow rate per unit area. If you put here Mach number equal to 1, you will get maximum mass flow rate per critical area. So if you, from these two equations, you can get area to critical area ratio, which is this equation. And also from a property table also, you can find out the same values. So for Mach number equal to 1, you can find out P star by P0 as 0.528, rho star by rho 0 as 0.633, and T star by T0 as 0.833. So this value you have to remember, or if you have a property table, then you can find out this value from property table also for Mach number equal to 1. So P by P0, that is 0.528, density ratio, that is 0.633, and temperature ratio 0.833, you can see here. Now for steam nozzle, the critical property ratios are different for different for different fluids. So for air, you can find out it as a 0.528, 833, 634. But for the superheated steam, the value will be different if you are handling a steam nozzle in case of thermal power plant. Here we are talking about the gas turbine and rockets. So we are using our fluid as a air, and this will be our critical property ratio. Now let's discuss what is choking condition in nozzle. So choking is a phenomena when nozzle starts delivering maximum mass flow rate. So we know the condition for maximum mass flow rate is when Mach number becomes 1 at the throat. So we can say when the flow velocity increases up to a sonic velocity at the throat. So under this condition, we can call the nozzle is in choking condition. So let's understand more about choking phenomena. So let's consider a demonstration. So here we have a storage tank where air or gas is kept at stagnation pressure P0 and temperature T0. A conversion nozzle is attached with this tank, and we can regulate the flow with this opening or closing the valve. So we can control the back pressure, and in order we can control the exit pressure. So when we lower this back pressure by opening this valve, uh, there will be a flow which occurs through the nozzle, or we can say the air or gas expands from this stagnation pressure P0 to a exit pressure or a back pressure. So there will be expansion of flow, or say there will be a mass flow which occurs through a nozzle. So we can say the mass flow rate depends on the back pressure and the stagnation pressure. So now let's plot variation in mass flow rate with respect to ratio of back pressure to stagnation pressure. So let's consider a first case. So when back pressure is equal to a stagnation pressure, so PB by P0 equal to 1. So at this point, there will be no mass flow rate when the pressure are same. Now we will gradually open this valve. So this back pressure will reduces, and this ratio, that is PB by P0, that will move in this direction. Okay, so we will lower this value from 1 to 0. So when we decrease the back pressure, let's say this is a condition. So you will see there will be a slight increase in the mass flow rate. So the mass will starts flowing through the nozzle, and if we again decrease the back pressure, then again there will be an increase in mass flow rate. So we can see here the mass flow rate has increased when we decrease the back pressure. So gradually when we decrease the back pressure, the mass flow rate will gradually increases. It will follow this curve. Now let us consider, we know the critical pressure to stagnation pressure ratio is 0.528. So we can calculate the critical pressure for a given stagnation pressure. So for example, if we have stagnation pressure that is at 8 bar, then we can easily calculate the critical pressure by multiplying with the 0.528. So here for 8 bar stagnation pressure, the critical pressure is 4.22 bar. So now if we control this back pressure and if we set this back pressure to such a value that it give a exit pressure as a critical pressure. So for example, for a stagnation pressure of 8 bar, we have set back pressure such that the exit pressure will be 4.22 bar, which is a critical pressure. So under this condition, it will give a mass flow rate which is a maximum mass flow rate. So here in this case, there will be a sonic condition, means the Mach number at the exit or Mach number at the minimum cross section area, which we normally call it as a throat. So at the throat, at the exit of this convergent nozzle, there will be a sonic condition, means the Mach number becomes 1. So this condition where the nozzle is delivering a maximum mass flow rate is called as a choking condition. So nozzle is said to be in choking condition, which is delivering a maximum mass flow rate. So now let us understand why this critical property or why this choking condition is important. So for example, if we are operating our nozzle with the back pressure which is greater than the critical pressure. So this curve A, it represents all the back pressures which are higher than the critical pressure. So under this condition, if we slightly increase, or decrease a back pressure, it will give you a different mass flow rate. So slight increase or decrease in the back pressure will result in increase or decrease in the mass flow rate. So mass flow rate again, it changes the thrust. So when you operate your nozzle under these back pressures, then slight fluctuation in back pressure will result in fluctuation in the mass flow rate, and which in turn result in fluctuation in the thrust. So here, if you are operating your nozzle in this region, then you will see an unstable operation of nozzle. Now let's take another case where your these back pressures, these all back pressures are less than the critical pressure. So under this condition, let's say it is represented by this curve. So slight increase or decrease in a back pressure. So if your back pressure is increasing or if your back pressure is decreasing, you will always have a maximum mass flow rate. So this region will give you a stable operation of nozzle. So always nozzle should be operated at the critical pressure or less than the critical pressure. Then only you will have a stable operation of nozzle. So now we have understood that the choking condition is basically a maximum mass flow rate condition when the nozzle starts delivering maximum mass flow rate, and the stable operation of nozzle only can be obtained if your back pressure or if your exit pressure is less than the critical pressure or equal to critical pressure. Thank you so much.